Hello, Leo, sun, moon, rising sign. This is a wonderful month of December 2024. I've been saying 25 on some of these videos because I've been busy on my all signs bundle recently, but it is a good month for you. It does give you a beautiful glow up in long-term love relationships. And in fact, could even indicate the onset of a new love story that's quite powerful and maybe the termination, if necessary, of an old one that's not so great. You also have some gorgeous energy coming through the sky regarding Venus and algal Uranus, which could give you a nice, surprising career boost or upgrade in your earnings, work, and career matters during this month of December. Let's get started, shall we? First of all, you are beginning this month. Oh, by the way, I'm Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses. Astrology is a timing tool. We use it for navigation. We use it to time our best life. Remember, this is general astrology, not your natal chart. So yes, you can make assumptions by sign, but it's not going to mean everything is accurate. Use your mind, your common sense. It's general themes that are likely to occur based on the meanings of the houses in the sky. Now, signs and houses, which are the same thing. Now, the other thing I want you to be aware of is that this is a month which I'm sharing. My new Substack is here. I just created the Pluto Chronicles to chronicle Pluto's movement through the sign of Aquarius all the way through to 2044. If you want to be up to date on the latest machinations of Pluto and Aquarius for the world, and maybe to some degree, I'll be covering sign-based content on my Substack, Pluto Chronicles podcast, but right now it's just the written form column. Please subscribe down below. I just created this new way of reaching you guys, and I'm really excited. The writer in me wants to write again. And also, if you want to get my 2025 all signs bundles or individual sign forecast for 2025, those are 2 hours long, audio download, video download, PDF, and access to a hidden link YouTube video. There's many ways to receive this content. You get all of them when you purchase the product. It helps me raise money for my ring light, my laptop. I need a laptop, my microphones, my time stampers, and my video editors. It's my fundraiser for the channel every year. And I don't ask for money or handouts. I give you a hand back, which is here's some content that never comes on YouTube just for you. In the more button click the more button link, you'll find the information to purchase any of the fundraiser products. Now, first of all, let's start off with the big picture. I always start off with big picture stuff. What are we doing? We're talking about what the planets are doing before we break it down into the chronological order of this month ahead. So we'll be talking about everybody's placement in the sky. Big picture stories. Let's take the lens way back. Saturn in your chunky money house has been there ever since, 2023 March. Doesn't leave until full-time leave until February of 2020. And this is you being serious, disciplined, structured about your savings, your retirement money, your investment money, your bank loans and mortgages. They may feel hard. You're servicing that mortgage debt, whatever. You may want to restructure, refinance. You might want to get financial advisement and planners and accountants on your side. This is true with Saturn here. And this is the money you share with a spouse. And those monies as well are being given serious consideration and a real hard-ass disciplined focus. Sober realism. At the same time, you also have Jupiter back in May of 24. Well, we're still there through to June of 2025. Jupiter is moving through the house of good spirit. Now, this is a lottery transit, is one of the few. And so you could be lucky and make a lot more money suddenly because you win some money with Jupiter in your 11th house. But he's retrograde, and he's been retrograde now since October the 9th, and he doesn't turn direct till February 4th. So I wouldn't expect the retrogradation to win you money unless you find a lottery ticket under your sofa that you haven't checked out and it's from the past. Retrogrades are about the past. You're deepening your bounty. He wants to increase your career gains, make you more successful financially in your career, and maybe win some money. Also, you could be very financially prosperous through the auspices of a sibling, one older than you, or a friend, ally, or benefactor. Those are 11th house people. What about Mars? Mars is moving into your sign, has moved into your sign as of November the 4th, continues through the Leo story until January 6th. But the big part of this month of December is his retrogradation. So he begins to turn back on, retrograde backward on December the 6th at 6 degrees of Leo. That means your Leo sun, which should be career and purpose, maybe, moon, home, and emotions, and ascendant matters maybe to do with your character and how you see all of your life, the game of life through the lens of your avatar. As Mercury goes, as Mars regrets, Mars goes backwards. You go backwards. So if your sun, moon, or rising is in the first like 8 or 9 degrees of Leo, you really feel this, especially the first 6 degrees, because you get Mars back and forth over your ascendant or sun or moon 3 times, right? I'll be doing a special Mars video on this. And so you are going to either decide, choose, or take action when Mars is in the first house. That's what you do with that. Mars says, make a decision, take some action, be motivated. Where's your willpower? Then Mars goes backwards on December 6th through to January 2nd. And he backpedals out of the Leo zone of the sky. And he'll be backpedaling into your 12th house. I want you to go back to November the 4th to December 6th, because you were making actions and boldly planning and ambitiously willpowering something you wanted. And this can influence, I want to stay with my marriage partner, I want to break up. I want to stay in this home I'm living in, or I want to move. I want to change this career direction, or I want to keep it. Those are the kinds of things that Mars is doing when he was direct, November 4th to December 6th. Now he's going backwards, and you're thinking, I might want to revise that decision. Or I might want to rethink those actions. I might want to go back for a while and ponder more deeply what I want to really act on or decide on. So keep in mind that decisions you thought were crystal clear November 4th to December 6th may not be, and you're going to revise them for sure. Because he retrogrades into your 12th house, some of the revision is going to take you back to matters that are connected to your soul, your psyche, your deep desire for aloneness, your wisdom of your spiritual life, the ending of addictions and bad habits and patterns. This kind of Mars retrograde from Leo back into Cancer vibration happened in 1977. And it was back in August of 77, back through to April of 78. There was Mars, spending a lot of time in your 12th house and coming back from Leo. So as a Leo rising, especially think back to that time if you're old enough. Did you quit an addiction? Did you go to rehab? Did you have a major change of home connected to foreign countries? Did you did you get an inheritance back then? This can bring inheritance monies, not now, but back later in January through to mid-April. Or spousal separation agreements or widowerhood money or those kinds of things, but not yet. That's January 6th to mid-April. What we're dealing with now is you reversing course or rethinking some kind of action decisions you thought were really clear and clean, and you're going to really want to go back and redo them or rethink them. And those are decisions and actions you were trying to put into place November 4th to December 6th. All right. And Mars going back over your sun would be like quitting a job or quitting a career path, right? So anyone with the sun in the first 6 degrees of Leo, you're really, really back and forth like a yo-yo about what you're doing with that career story and about where you want to live, Leo moons. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Venus. Very cool story going on here that's extremely rare. And on December 6th to January 2nd, Venus is going to move into Aquarius. And she's coming off of her stay through your house of health and pets and rentals and debts and stuff. She would have been in your 6th house already 3 weeks before December 6th. But then December 6th to January 2nd, then she's going to not only enter your marriage house, your significant long-term relationship, your business partners and legal contracts, all the meanings of the 7th, audience and marketplace. She's going there, but she's not just doing alone. She's with Pluto. Pluto entered your 7th house November 19th and does not leave till 2044. Now, this is meaning that you can bring powerful, wealthy people into your life who have great influence, like Donald Trump, bringing Elon Musk or Joe Rogan on board, or RFK. So these are the energies of the kinds of people you attract. Pluto in your 7th house, but now with Venus there, this is a special time, especially December 6th to the 10th or so, while she is still holding hands with Pluto, while she and Pluto together are trining the north and south node of fate. So the north node, south node axis is being wide awakened, activated, and brought into the story. The north node is expanding your 9th house. This is a house of the father figures, can be. Expansion to do with luck and prosperity. 9th house is that. Expansion to do with university, college education opportunities. Expansion to do with foreign travel, visas, and passports, and destined expansive and worldly success. with academic, college and campus, I say that, but also maybe with legal and court matters. And Venus and Pluto together are a wealth union or wealth yoga. They're the trillionaire yoga. So it can be that your partner in business or love is having an unexpected yay moment, and it may involve inheritances because you need a legal court probate thing to make it come true. It may have to do with matters to do with higher education or travel, but it's very positive, very destined, and very intense energy. And if a relationship isn't going well and you're not supposed to be in it, Pluto is the god of endings and Venus is the goddess of love. But for most of you, it won't be that, most likely. But just because of Mars traveling through your first house, you may want to throw the darts or axe a relationship, like AXE, cut the relationship cord and sever it. And if you've been on the fence about cutting a cord and severing a relationship, then this would be one of those times. December 6th to the 10th. You're the one making the decisions, however. All right. And the float of the nose of fate, give it a lovely flavor. It's good for lucky travel, not lucky, but positive and powerful opportunities coming from a wealthy female, for example, to take a journey, to travel a short or long distance. It could be really good for book publishing deals and contracts for any Leos in that industry. All righty. And also podcasting expansion and worldly success from something that a powerful podcast or information you put into the public, the seventh house, that really expands your worldly success internationally. Those are options as well. Now we're going to break down the sky. Mercury retrograde. And then we're going to break the sky down in chronological order. Mercury will be retrograding this month. This is interesting because he's in a very long stay in Sag. He entered into Sagittarius on November the 2nd. That's your house of children, love, romance, creativity, and entrepreneurship. He leaves it on January 7th. The last time he spent 2 months in Sagittarius was back in November 2017, within the bounds of Sag, if I remember correctly, November, December 17. It's part of an elemental fire year. But it's also, he was there for quite a bit of time last November as well, November, December, and retrograding there as well, last November, December of 2023. He starts retrograding on November 26th. So as you enter December, he's already going backwards, and he turns around on December 15th. So there may be a change of course regarding matters to do with romantic love, entrepreneurial or creative projects, a rethinking, revising, and rethinking about matters to do with your children. Okay, renegotiation, conversations from the past re-emerging with one of your children. November 26th to December 15th, former lovers and romantic partners from the past coming into contact, emails and phone calls. Same with children you've been out of touch with, because it's hearing from people from your past. And this is a house of children, romantic and romantic love partners. Creative projects that you started and stalled out on from the past may be revived and revisited again. Entrepreneurial and business endeavors and contracts and arrangements that you were considering, but then you somehow didn't follow through on, and it can be resurrected from the past. Okay, so those are the gists of those stories. Now what we're going to do is break it down into the chronological order of this month. Don't forget to like and subscribe. One of the best things that happens in the month of December is the Venus trine Uranus in a Earth trine of resourcefulness on December 1st to the 2nd. Around that time, Venus will be at the end of Capricorn, your 6th house, flowing to Uranus in your 10th house of career. Clearly, this is an upgrade, up level, but it's unexpected and it's surprising. It can involve greater financial fortune in career matters. It can involve a raise, a promotion, getting a new job, hearing about an interview, an amazing opportunity for work, lucky breaks in work and career matters, and the money you make from those careers, December 1st and 2nd. Then on December 3rd to the 7th, it's a busy sky. Let's start with Venus sextiling Neptune on the 4th and 5th. This is where she says dreamy dreams come true, to do with health and work and pets and things that Neptune wants to make real and fantastically wonderful and concrete. Money, chunky money. Now, this could be a dreamy office romance for single Leos. In the work and office space, in comes a secret and dreamy love affair. Otherwise, Venus on 4th, 5th of December just wants to give you some really good money from work. And this could be performance reviews, a bonus money, money from the work environment, Christmas bonuses, Christmas Secret Santa at the office, and you get the best prize ever. That you really dreamed you would win. December 4th and the 5th. Just a beautiful, lucky vibration there. Office romance, secret love affairs. Yes, those are possible here as well. There's a T-square forming in the sky here that's going to come up later in the month as well. So we'll talk about that. It starts with this. Mercury comes into the heart of the sun on the 5th and the 6th of the month. This is called a cazimi. He's retrograde. He's even more synchronistic, powerful, and magical. He enters the heart of the sun on the 5th, 6th, and time zone dependent in Sagittarius, 14 degrees in the house of children, and romantic partners and business partners and creative projects. A great day. I mean, 5th, 6th to start a new entrepreneurial endeavor, to launch a product, launch a business idea, brand a domain, secure a domain, phone your children, call your romantic partner, write that email. It's very powerful. But emails and phone calls and text messages, Mercury news and information about your children can come through, or your romantic life, or your entrepreneurial business. This can come through on the cazimi itself. Mercury is kind of a games of chance guy, and this is also a lottery house. I would buy a lottery ticket on the 5th or 6th if I were you guys. It has an auspiciousness that Mercury's in the heart of the sun in this part of the sky. Now, when Mercury's in the heart of the sun on the 4th, 5th or so of the month, he's also unfortunately opposite Jupiter. And yet Jupiter is in a mutual reception where they're in each other's houses. Jupiter's in Mercury's house, Gemini, in your 11th house of good spirit. That's a lottery transit. I told you in the beginning, this could be a lottery win for sure, or a lottery ticket purchase. So 5th, 6th, do not take gambling and financial advice. This is entertainment purposes only, but it's definitely an auspicious day for a financial bounty on the 5th and 6th of December. However, there's constraint from Saturn. There's a T-square to Saturn in the house of shared resources with your spouse, with the bank, with the mortgage company, with the investment firm, with the publisher. Whose money are you sharing? Why is it looking like, I might get some kind of lucky, good fortune financially? And you have to share the money with whom? The tax man, maybe? Who knows? You could get some unexpected good money bonuses coming through the sky from an ally benefactor or elder sibling one above you as well, the 4th and 5th of the month of December. We talked about Venus already, conjunct Pluto in a wealth yoga, the trillionaire yoga of all things, union. And they are going to be, around the 6th, 7th of the month, combining forces in your 7th house. This can make your partner rich as well. So your significant other may come into some significant wealth as a result of this energy. And later in the month, there's another story that makes that even more true. So I won't belabor this story, but remember what I just said. Beginning of wealth for your partner, luck for your partner, good things happening for your partner December 7th, 6th, 7th, and that's through to January 2nd. On December the 12th, and by the way, I covered that. Jupiter and Pluto did connect in your 7th house back in the day, Jupiter and Pluto. Venus and Pluto back in February 17th, 2024, but not trining the nodes of fate. That's what makes it special. And every year for 20 years, you'll get more Pluto, Venus, Pluto, Venus, Pluto, Venus. This one impacts the Leo sun, moon, and risings in the first 4 degrees, 5 degrees at most of Leo, most intensely this time around. But all of you will be feeling this new vibration in the house of others. December the 12th, Venus will be opposite Mars, her cosmic lover. This is a sizzling, hot, sexy energy, no doubt about it. We don't mind when the two cosmic lovers are opposing each other if we're into infatuation, sexual chemistry, and hot romance. So if you are in a marriage, this is going to uplift the passion, the excitement, and the friction between you. If you're single and you meet somebody under this, you bake in this energy. It's not very stable sometimes, but it is very sexy. So sexy, hot, new romance can start, especially with Mercury in your 5th house, meaning that you might be out doing romantic dating and, checking in with, online dating apps or something. So single Leos may find sexy, hot, sizzling, passionate romance coming through the air. You might also have conflict here. December the 12th, give or take a day before and after, your partner wants, in love or whatever, or business, Venus wants to have union, harmony, and ease, but you've got a feisty sword in your hand and you're having none of it, and you want to snip, cut, and sever. And it can be a conflict between a desire in a relationship or business partnership to stay together, to unite, or to separate. So look for some tension if you're already in a tension-filled union. That's December the 12th, a day before and a day after. On December 14th to the 16th, we have a full moon in Gemini. It's on the 15th of the month, but at the same time, we have Mercury trining Mars. The full moon is happening in your 11th house of good spirit, where lucky Jupiter's traveling. Windfalls, pennies from heavens, greater career gains, friends and allies as benefactors, some really good outcomes in some of your longer range goals can happen from a full light, a full torch, a full moon, a full flashlight in your 11th. It's about fulfillment and fruition of things you started in this positive 11th house of great gains in your career, things that you started last June of 24. And now the full light is here and the fulfillment, but also the completion. So you may be tying up loose ends here. You might be ending relationships to do with a sibling, one older, or the way you gain money in your career. Now, this is going to be a moon on December 15th, and in the 2 weeks that follow and up to 6 months that follow, look for fulfillments, completions, harvesting, and endings. A full moon here can end a friendship. Jupiter protects you. You may end productive bounty, ways of creating great bounty that you are activating very obviously in your life, like May of 2024 to October. And now you've been going back to rethink that. And then the moon is happening on that retrograde Jupiter. So by the time you get to February 4th, if you need to make a change in the way you make money and gain money and success in your career, you will have done that by then. You will start to do that by February through to June the 9th, February 4th to June the 9th. This full moon is a part of that larger story. With Jupiter there, it's a lucky moon, so I'm not too worried about it. And Mercury on December 14th to the 16th, Mercury will trine or flow to Mars. Mercury's in a direct motion on the 15th, 16th, and as he turns around, he looks at Mars and favors him. Well, this is fifth house and first house, and you've been rethinking or revising or reconsidering choices regarding love, romance, children, entrepreneurship. Mars is retrograde. And then there's something good happening from Mercury. Now, this can be good for commercial success with online entrepreneurial businesses or for entrepreneurship in general. Commercial success. But if it's about your children, it's information, news, or phone calls or conversations, Mercury direct with your children, and you're Mars. You got the sword. You might be snipping your kids gently from the nest. You might be telling them in no uncertain terms, walking with your big stick. You're walking softly, carrying a big stick, what you need to do, what they need to do, including maybe get their act together. Or this could be about a romantic partnership conversation. With Mars retrograde, the sword is about the past, and you may be having a very important conversation that is a kind of a gateway for a yes or no. Is this relationship going to last or not? And if it is, then this is the time where you know the answers to that more clearly, December 14th to the 16th, and make the right choices, Mars, because of the conversations, Mercury, you're having with these children or lovers or romantic sex partners. December 19th to the 20th, I mentioned this earlier, Venus is trining Jupiter. This is where your significant other or your business partner is having a lot of luck. So they may get a great raise, promotion, bonus, gains in their career or their career gains, right? Because the Venus story is about somebody else. It could also be a nice boost, December 19th, 20th, around some kind of prosperity, success for a friend or an elder sibling, one above you. And you're getting wind of it, witnessing it from the Leo sky. So this is Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house flowing to Jupiter. And the 11th, if you're going to get a lottery win off of this, and you still could, Mercury's direct in your 5th house now, it may not be your lottery win. Your partner buys a ticket, your elder sibling buys a ticket, but you're in the milieu of somebody's money, luck, and good fortune on December 19th and the 20th. You could get a dream contract for an entrepreneurial business project or a dream contract regarding a new pay raise or situation that increases your financial gain in your own work as well, December 19th to the 20th. On December 21st to the end of the month, Saturn and Jupiter square off. Now, Jupiter's retrograde, as you know, in your money luck house. Saturn is squaring from your chunky money house. You felt the same tension in August 19th, the week before and after. Saturn's up there saying we want to stabilize and make structures around long-term money. Is it taxes, retirement funds, investments, inheritances, spousal separation resources? You want to focus on that, taking money off the table and selling a property. Goodness gracious, the third week of December, the goddess of contracts, Juno's in the fourth house of property. Saturn is stable, enduring. Refinance the mortgage, sell the house. I don't know who sells a house at Christmas. But Jupiter square Saturn on December 21st to 29th. And then we add that August 19th replay. What was going on that was kind of frustrating? It seemed like there was bounty or opportunity, Jupiter direct in your 11th house with great career gains, but Saturn was being a bummer and a downer about it. And he's like, yeah, but you got to look at the structures here. You got to look at the forms about this chunky money situation. Is it taxes? What are you doing there? Are you trying to figure out whether or not this inheritance situation is going to work? Is there conflict with a sibling around inheritance monies? I don't know. Something tense. You should go back to the middle of August and see what was going on with money and 11th house people, money and older sibling, friends, allies, benefactors, or career gains and paychecks and rewards. But it gets a little more intense because on the 25th to the 27th, Mercury adds his 2 cents. What Mercury does is oppose Jupiter, which makes that T-square happen again. What T-square? The one you had already, December 3rd to the 7th. It is back again. This time Mercury's direct, so now you can go forward on it. But it's tension between the house of children and the house of partners and spouses. And you may be, and the house of chunky money. And so you may be looking at some kind of opportunity. Jupiter and Mercury are trying to work together in a mutual reception and be each other's teammate. So it's kind of like an opportunity for your child, but there's a constraint around money. So maybe they have an opportunity to go to school, but you have to pay for it or something like that. There's an opportunity with a romantic partner, but it's bearing some financial burden. There's an opportunity connected to an older sibling, but it requires some financial serious considerations around the accounting, Mercury, and the details thereof. And Mercury's not good at details, not in Sagittarius. So you're really having a hard time sorting it out. And this is again at Christmas time, the 25th to the 27th. If you win a lottery ticket, which can happen under this, then you're figuring out the tax structures around it or the legalities around how to, or ways to invest this with serious intent so that you don't end up losing that money. And maybe that's something that's sort of similar to what was happening mid-August, but this is a direct motion Mercury. And Saturn's also direct now. He wasn't was he direct? He was not direct in August. So now you're making gains and moving forward. I would just say a lot of you might be looking at how to take investment monies or unexpected bonus monies and use them in a productive way to fortify your long-term investment monies, treasure chests, retirement funds, etc. And yeah, you can refinance mortgages under this stuff just because of Juno, contracts and agreements in the fourth house flowing to Saturn. It means also new agreements regarding property, land, credit cards, debts, mortgages, financing institutions, etc. On December 27th, another surprise. Venus squares Uranus, positive most likely. Uranus on Algol in the 10th house, Venus in the 7th house. New contracts, agreements, and arrangements with career and legal matters. Unexpected developments for your partner and their career, but it's positive. Could bring in more wealth. Your partner gets a raise or promotion. If you don't have a partner and you're looking for love, unexpected opportunities to fall in love with somebody in a career setting, which would be what that would look like for you on December 27th, give or take a week or a few days on either side. We end the month on December 30th with a new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is your health and work and pets and rentals and tenancies. We have Juno in the fourth house, golden new opportunity to rent a property, become a tenant, or be a landlord with a perfect tenant to rent your property. When? December 30th. How long? Add 6 months, or 2 months after you'll know what it's about, but it can unfold over 6 months. New outcomes for health, better starts, fresh beginnings with your health, new beginnings with pets, time for a new pet, new start, fresh start, new animal in your home. It could be very true. I think a lot of you I didn't mention this for anyone else because it didn't matter, but you got that Juno transit through your fourth house, which is contracts, deals, and negotiations legally. You may move in with a long-term mate or partner in a rental situation coming up December 30th, add 6 months. All right. Hopefully that's useful. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you can use that to navigate your life in 2024, December. Thanks, Leah, for listening. In my description box below, everything about my channel, early access ad-free Patreon community gets us November 23rd. My website, I'm almost impossible to book with now, guys. People booked me out a year in advance last year. And that really pissed me off because then I didn't have a chance to even change my rates for a year. So I'm going to open up spots kind of on the monthly every month. So you'll have to just check my website or be on my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter if you want to see me. I don't feel like booking people up months in advance anymore. I'm learning not to do that. All right. But everything else I have, Patreon community, classes I teach, is all in my description box under this video. Take care. Have a great December of 2024.